welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be filming a crochet and chat with me Valentine's Day edition. I want to, well, for every holiday for the past year or every event for the past year, I have been crocheting my boyfriend like a tiny little amigurumi like monster or whatever. So it's just been fun and he enjoys them and collecting them. So far he has a little witchy monster for Halloween that glows in the dark, and I made him a little turkey for Thanksgiving, and I made him a Grinch for Christmas, and then he has a few other random ones as well. But today we are going to be making like a love bug snail thing that I saw on Pinterest. I am using my phone to film, so I can't use my phone for the pattern, and I don't have any other devices, so fingers are crossed. This is recording. I'll keep checking on it. And I actually ended up scribbling down the pattern. I will link it down below because it is a free pattern. The written pattern, not good. You cannot follow the written pattern. You have to watch the YouTube videos. So I wrote down everything. I have a lot of knowledge of crochet, so I just made really basic notes, and I know the concept of making a heart and shaping and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm sitting in a different location today. I'm in my bedroom. You guys are on my desk. I have a new tripod with a ring light, so it's a cool setup. I hope you guys like it. You may not be able to like see me like doing anything, but I also didn't think about how this was gonna go because I'm gonna have to count and stuff. So I'm gonna try to use stitch markers, which I don't usually do. I usually just count whenever I crochet. So I'm gonna try out a stitch marker today for that. And then I have my little safety eyes. I forgot to get stuffing, so that's gonna need to be acquired at some point during this video. But I also thought it would be fun to share my process of how I decide what colors I'm using. So this is my scrap bin of yarn that I've collected over the years from sweater projects. And I also have like big box store yarn, but I think it's fun to play around in my scrap bin to make like little amigurumi things. And as you can see here, I have this abandoned puppy dog that I haven't finished because it got really confusing for the legs, so I just gave up. And he's cute though. Anyways, let's set him aside and pick out some yarn for this project. So I need two colors for this project, like a body color and then the color for the heart, because there is a heart shell, and I will have a picture on the screen for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. So I already made him a little crochet heart keychain with a little face on it. It's like teeny tiny because he was traveling and I wanted to surprise him. So I made it a keychain and I just hooked it onto his backpack, and he really loved that. So he does already have a little heart, and it's out of a yarn that we got in Colorado that I also made him socks with. So I'm not going to use that yarn again. It is pink and like colorful, so that was a fun option, but I want to do a different color scheme. So I think I have a body color in mind if I still have the yarn. And if I do, then I think it'll be perfect. Ooh, you guys, look what I just found, this pink mohair. It might be a fuzzy shell. And sorry, my AC unit just kicked on. I'm in the bedroom, so hopefully it's not as loud and irritating for you guys. We shall see. Ooh, I also found some body colored Surrey alpaca, so the whole thing could be fuzzy, which could be an idea. Let's see if I have the color. I'm trying not to dump everything out. It usually gets pretty messy whenever I start something like this. I also have some white mohair I'm gonna pull out. I've never made him anything with like mohair on it, so that could be a fun change. I love playing with textures. That's the fun thing about shopping your scrap bin. So I have this color. It has some speckles in it, which could be cool and add some texture, especially with like the mohair or something. So it's not what I had in mind. This is actually what I had in mind. This is what I used for my Easter sweater, my Birkin sweater like years ago. I can't actually remember the name, like, I don't know. I have a video on my channel about it. So yeah, this is kind of what I had in mind for the body. Although the speckles could be really cute with like a solid pink yarn, like this one perhaps. Are these the same yarn? Yeah, these are the same yarn. Why do I have two? That's weird. Anyways, I'm thinking that's the move. I have to go with these two, I think. This is kind of what I had in my mind because I go through my scrap bin quite often for little projects like this, so I kind of had an idea of what was in here. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to use the Surrey alpaca and the mohair. What do we think? I think I gotta do it. Oh, this is actually for my Valentine's Day sweater, I'm pretty sure, and I think I used it with this. I think that's what it was. So I think this has to happen. I have to do this. It's gonna be fun. It'll be like soft and feminine and cute, and he's really wonderful, so he's gonna love it no matter what. So I'm just gonna set that aside, and before I get too far into the process, I'm gonna grab some stuffing and make sure you guys are still recording at a good angle because I'm using the back camera, so who knows what's happening. I'm also drinking my coffee, so I'm gonna get a sip of that before we begin. I've gathered my stuffing, so we're just gonna put that on the desk. And I'm actually really excited to use the alpaca and stuff with it because this will give me a little more density. Usually when I make these projects, like I said, I like to make them really small so it doesn't take up a lot of space in his house and bother him, but he loves it and he asks me all the time. He's like, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. Like, I'd really like one of those little creatures you always make. He does it every holiday since I made him the first one for Halloween, and it was always my vision to do this for him for every holiday if he had a good reaction to the first one, and he definitely did. So now that he asks, it's funny because I'm like, I'm already doing it. But let me pick out my crochet hook, and here I have a 3.5, which I think might be what I go with. Let me look. The pattern itself called for a 4, but she's also using like a worsted weight yarn, so this is always my dilemma because I never follow that, and I like it to be tight. I think I'm just gonna go with a 3.5 and see what happens. So let's do that. And like I said, I didn't think this through. I don't know how I'm gonna talk and crochet at the same time, but I'm gonna do my best to make it work, honestly. Hopefully it does. If not, you'll have a lot of silence here with me counting because I can't do both at the same time. So I'm just gonna start with the heart actually. So I'm gonna use the pink yarn and we're gonna begin. I gotta find what the heck is going on with this one? Okay, perfect. There we go. This is probably gonna go all over the floor as per usual. I should have put some lotion on as well because I just got out of the shower, obviously. So we are starting with the magic loop. I'm not gonna go over the pattern with you guys because then we're gonna be chit-chatting, but yeah, we start with the magic loop and let's go. I really don't know how I'm gonna talk and crochet at the same time, but we shall see. So Valentine's Day, what do you guys feel about Valentine's Day? I know it gets a really negative connotation about it because it's like about love, and if you don't have somebody, it's lonely, but I have always loved Valentine's Day, whether I've had a Valentine or not. I think in school when you get to make the little bags and everybody goes around and gives their Valentine, I always really loved that. And then my parents, my mom and my stepdad, I just call them my parents because my stepdad basically raised me. They got married on Valentine's Day, as cliche as that is. So, I mean, it's always special to know, like, it really is the day of love, right? And so in that aspect, and I've always just been somebody that liked the Hallmark holidays better than like the big family oriented holidays because I didn't always have the best childhood growing up. So I think I just found these fun and low pressure, and it's like I couldn't be forgotten about or anything like that. So I just love Valentine's Day. It's not just about love that other people give you. It's about love you can give yourself as well. So I think it's important to keep that in mind if you're having a difficult time during Valentine's Day. Just find something to indulge in for yourself. All right, I gotta join this. That's always the hardest part for me, is that first join after you put your stitches in your magic loop, because I always have that stitch too tight. So obviously this year I do have a Valentine and he's wonderful. I'm excited. It's been a long time since I had a Valentine and it's gonna be fun. I know I'm making him those like little kiss cookies tomorrow, and then I got him like these scratch off cards for like date nights for the state we live in. Just like ideas of like things we can do in the state I thought would be fun. So it's low pressure of traveling, but like we both want to travel. So that's what I got him. I'm gonna wrap it up all cute with my little snail that I'm making today. And let's see. So beyond Valentine's Day, life has been in a season of change and growth for me. I am very like stressed and overwhelmed by it, but I'm trying to remind myself that I just need to take it one day at a time, breathe. And last time I went through a period of change and growth. It was really good for me and it turned out really wonderful after I got through it. So I'm trying to keep that in mind and remind myself like it's gonna be okay. So I was in a really toxic work environment. I started like a new job here and I really didn't like it. And a lot of the people in my life were encouraging me to quit. I decided, and I already enrolled back in school to go for a massage therapy kind of job. So I decided that I wanted to go, it's something that I've thought about for a really long time, is going back to school for massage therapy. So I did already enroll and I quit my job. Classes don't start until August, so maybe the quitting my job was a little premature. However, it was really not good for my mental health and it was what I needed to do. And it's really scary because I don't have a job lined up. So I'm focusing as much as I can on getting a job, which I had 2 interviews. Well, I had an interview this morning that I did. It was like a video interview where you video yourself and submit it. And then I have a job this afternoon, or an interview this afternoon. So I'm gonna focus on those things. And I realized I really had to take a step back and put my ego in check. And clearly I wasn't happy where I was. So just because I have experience in things doesn't mean I have to go back to a high stress job right now. So I am looking at part-time, low stress jobs that I can just pay my bills with and live a little bit more strictly with finances, but I'm okay with that because I don't need big lavish things. I have everything I need right now and I can make myself happy and content with being in a place where it's low stress. I don't have to worry about it, especially if I'm going back to school and doing a career where I have no experience in it. Anatomy and physiology scare the shit out of me. I was not good at science in school, but I'm a lot older now and I find interest in different things. So I'm hoping that it'll come more naturally to me. And I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a really, really good adjustment. I've been researching my little butt off. I've spoken to the enrollment specialist at Ivy Tech and I've done a lot of things to prepare myself. So I'm not worried that I can't do it. I'm just scared that I'm going to fail like I always am. Like that's a fear that I always have. And, you know, I think it's important to do big things sometimes. I had been saying for a really long time, and this is dumb and maybe you shouldn't think these things, but I was like, I was just in a state where everything was just fine. Everything was good. Nothing was making me uncomfortable. I wasn't growing anymore. I was just fine. And that's okay. It's good to be in those periods and it's a safe place to be and it's comfortable and we all like comfort. But I kept I want something big to happen. I didn't like feeling stagnant anymore. So here we are. I had a breakdown the other night. And if I think about it too much, I have a breakdown again. You know, I have responsibilities and bills and things I have to pay. But in the end, I know I can do that. I can go back anywhere and work. And as long as I can pay my bills, and that's all that matters to me right now. And just doing something that makes me happy again. I miss being able to do this regularly. The job I was at was 60 hours a week. And it was a lot different than what I was promised and what I thought it was going to be. So I wasn't happy. I'm not somebody that likes a high stress job. I like chill. I like just going to work and being able to leave work there, and I wasn't able to do that. So I'm really coming to terms with the decision I made, and I'm making a lot of moves. Before, if I would have went through something like this, I probably would have sulked and been in depression in my bed. But honestly, my boyfriend is so inspiring. He works so hard and he is so motivating, and yeah, he has a lot of faith in me. So these past 2 days, I have been working my butt off on my plant business that I'm going to be doing. I'm doing a houseplant expo in March, which I'm so excited about. So I've been learning how to do macrame hangers. My boyfriend dropped off a 3D printer at my house last night. So I'm going to be 3D printing some moss poles, hopefully. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited to learn about 3D printing. I think it's going to be so fun. So one of the perks of massage therapy is they don't tend to work 40 hours a week and they tend to run their own business. So I thought that would be a great combination of me being able to still do things I love, like Lunar Knits and Lori's Leaves, and have a career. I've always wanted a career that I loved and felt fulfilled in, and I've never had that. I liked the job I had in fraud. It was fine, it was good, but I was so stagnant and bored. I would literally go to work, do absolutely nothing for 8 hours and then go home. And on top of that, it was a 30-minute commute both ways. So it was draining and I was burnt out. So I decided to make a change. An opportunity fell in my lap. I wasn't seeking it out. And I felt like at that time, like, oh, this is it. And while it wasn't it, the job wasn't it, it was it in the way that it pushed me to get uncomfortable again and do what I needed to do. So for that, I am thankful for that job. But beyond that, I could leave it behind. I don't want that in my life anymore. So have any of you ever just like up and quit your job with nothing lined up and it worked out well for you? I know it's a really scary and crazy thing to just do, and a lot of people won't understand it. I'm sure my parents won't when I tell them. I haven't told them yet. But it's my life, and as long as I am paying my bills and not asking for help and losing my home, or I'm able to take care of my dog and myself, I think that it's okay. It doesn't matter what decision I made and why I made it, as long as I pick myself back up and get back out there. So like I said, 2 interviews today alone, and I'm feeling hopeful for the future, but I am nervous. So any words that you have, leave them down below, definitely. It's been a long time since we've had a little crochet and chat, and I feel like life has just been so insane, but I have missed YouTube videos so much. Whenever I was at the job that I was feeling burnt out at, I just had no motivation to do anything. I was so burnt out. I just wanted to come home and do nothing. And it was like, I was still going to the gym, but I didn't want to. And then whenever I went to this new job, I wanted to go to the gym because I was so stressed and it helped me out. But now I feel so many levels of inspired. Like I filmed my houseplant video and I feel so much better after I downsized my collection a little bit. And I'm really, really excited to start this like little side plant business and see how it goes. I know I said I wasn't doing craft shows anymore, but I feel like a houseplant expo is a little bit different, right? I already have my collection of propagations that you guys would have saw if you watched my houseplant video. And so I'm really stocked up on the plant side of things, but I really want to take it in a direction where it's like more accessories that people locally would love to have that they don't like to order online and stuff like that. So that's why I'm excited about the 3D printing, to the possibilities that's going to bring me. Is also a new skill set I'm going to learn. So I know that there's like things that you can just pre-download that people have made, and I'm going to start with that because I have no idea what 3D printing is. I don't know how it works. And then I would love to be able to just start designing my own things and see how that goes. I mean, it's not something I'm well versed in. It's not something I'm comfortable in. Like, heck, the only technology I have is, well, I got an Apple Watch finally for gym purposes, really. And then my iPhone. I don't have technology in my house. I don't even turn on my TV. So it's going to be a learning curve for sure. I am excited about it though. If you guys have any suggestions on it or tips, definitely let me know that as well, because like I said, I don't know what I'm doing right now in 3D printing or my life. Okay, now I have 2 little bumps and I am going to connect them, and that's going to make the little top part of the heart. If you guys have never made a heart before, they're super easy to make. They're a little tedious, but it's not too bad at all. So we are just gonna boom, connect one to the other. I'm actually really glad that I went with the mohair. It's really soft and squishy. I think it's gonna be really cute. So far, the stitch marker is working out for me, so hopefully that continues. Sorry, I wanna make sure I'm getting the stitch count right on these ones. That way I am setting myself up for success whenever I start the next part of this piece. So I need to, let's see, go into the stitch. So fumbly. I feel like I really only knit anymore because it's gentler on my body, and crochet is not so gentle on my body, so I only do it when I make these little characters, really. Okay, well, I messed up a little bit, but like literally nobody's gonna know. So I'm gonna persevere and move this stitch marker. Let's see, I'm gonna check off what I've already done. Joop. Oh, join the 2 pieces. We are on a decrease round now. So I'm 1 decrease, 2 single crochet 6 times. So starting with a decrease. Yeah, this is harder than I thought to chat and crochet, but the stitch marker is totally helping me. I'm really excited about this journey that I'm about to embark on, and my life is so different now, and I'm so different that I think it's gonna just be so much different and better this time for me than whenever I've tried things like this in the past. So I hope you guys understand, like, that, yes, I made a rash decision here, but sometimes taking big risks can pay off, and sometimes they don't. And you know, I won't know for a while, but I'm very happy that I have decided to do something for myself, and I've already messed up because I'm talking. It's 2 single crochets. I gotta do 2 single crochets. Oh geez. I'm just right back to the beginning, and I'm just gonna start this round over again. Okay, decrease, stitch marker. Hope this is entertaining for you guys, because I feel like I've run out of things to say and I'm trying to concentrate on this, but I've already committed to this video because I thought it would be really cute to put out on Valentine's Day, which is tomorrow. So bear with me while I just sit here and numb your brain for a little while. Is anyone else just totally ready for springtime? Because I'm so very sick of the cold weather. I'm very sick of the paying for my utility bill to be so high because our energy company sucks here. I just want spring and summer because I need some sunshine. Your girl is getting sad. It's that seasonal depression I've been trying to fight it for so long now. I'm so ready. I can say that I'm happy that the days are getting longer, but if it's gloomy outside, that doesn't matter. So, very much excited. My plants are excited. I can't wait to see them start taking off again, because they've been growing throughout the winter, but just not like they do in the spring and summertime, obviously. I think I'm gonna try to do a tiny garden this year. Nothing crazy, just some tomatoes, maybe some zucchini. I love zucchini. And I really want to do like a cut flower garden. If you guys know what that is, you just grow a bunch of flowers that you can cut and have bouquets for. So I think I'm gonna try to do that, because I have been spoiled. I have been given flowers so many times, and I just love having them in my home now. I never thought I was a girl that liked to get flowers, but I am now a girl that likes to get flowers. I am so appreciative that I get those now and again, and they just bring so much to my home. I'll insert a little clip of the flowers that I have on my coffee table right now that were a surprise to me. Coffee break as well. I don't think people understand that don't film YouTube videos how exhausting it is. Like, I feel like I run out of breath, and like I feel like I'm in decent shape, but like, damn, I like get so breathy whenever I do it. So now we are just doing 1 regular round. I can handle that. Do, 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 do. Oh my gosh, and I just saw another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Joann's closing. So I looked at the list of stores closing, and luckily the one in my town isn't going to close, but the one in Columbus, Ohio, where a lot of things started for me, is closing. It was the flagship store, so I'm kind of shocked by that. It's just really, it's really, really sad. I went there not that long ago whenever I found out that they were closing, and it was just like a ghost town. They had boxes of stuff. Nothing was stocked. They were just still in the boxes. It was really sad to see. And I'm really lucky that the one where I am is currently gonna stay open, because I love Joann's, and that was like I spent a lot of time and money there, so it's really sad to know that it's not going well for them, but hopefully things work out in my area at least, because I don't want Joann's to close, and I'm sure none of you do, and if yours is closing, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh, I lost my stitch marker, so perfect. That's gonna go well. I'm just gonna stick it on a random stitch and hope for the best. Okay. I'm not that pressed. This isn't like a serious project or anything. I'm not selling it. It's not for anything other than personal use, so I'm not too bothered if it's off a stitch or two. So yes, so this is where we're at now. It looks like a little pair of boobies. Sorry, I just wanted to check and make sure you guys are still recording. So we are on another decrease round, this time with only one decrease in between, like I was trying to do the first time. Don't be like me, pay attention to what you're doing and don't talk while you're doing it. You know, like whenever you're counting and somebody tries to talk to you and you just start counting louder. I feel like I keep wanting to do that because I'm trying to film and do this and I didn't really think that through, but I was really excited about it whenever I thought it up. So I'm gonna pull this string through because I'm gonna need it to close up the little hole in the center of the boobies later. I'm just gonna refer to it as boobies from here on out. Until it looks like a heart anyways. So decrease round, we're starting with the decrease. I am really digging this yarn hook combination. I'm glad I went with a 3.5. It's gonna be tiny and adorable, just as I want it. Those are my favorite. And yeah. So let's see, last Friday, my little puppy dog went for a dental cleaning and he had to have a tooth extracted, and it was one of the back ones that has all the nerves and everything. So he's been really sad and down, and it's been very difficult for me to deal with, and I'm getting a call, so bear with me. Okay, so if the angle changed, sorry, that was a phone call from the recipient of said gift. He's gonna drop by here and get my tax stuff to take to his accountant because it's tax time, yay! And I managed to finish that little heart while I was on the call, so I'm gonna have to either hide some of this stuff or just run out the tax stuff to him because I don't want to see what's going on. But we're gonna go ahead and get started on the body portion. Now this yarn is a little bit thicker than the pink yarn, which I think will be fine. So, and also Siri is a little bit thicker as well. So we're gonna hope for the best. I mean, the tension shouldn't be too different, I don't think, but it starts the same way as the hearts. So with a magic circle. I think I was talking about my pup before I was rudely interrupted. And like I said, he had a tooth removed and it was pretty painful for him. They said they had a difficult time getting it out due to all the nerves and everything in there. So he is on the mend now. He's still eating, like I'm watering down his food for him, but he's on the mend, but he's getting older. And so this has really showed me like he is really getting older and it's sad. He'll be 12 in June, and you know, you never really think about it too hard until the time comes. At least I didn't. This is like really my first animal I've ever had, so it's getting difficult. He's not hearing as well. One of his eyes is really foggy, but he still has a very big puppy spirit energy. He just sleeps a lot more now and he can't hear me. And I don't know if he's just being a jerk and not listening, or if he genuinely can't hear me as well. Either way, it's really, really sad, and I am gonna have to go through this process. They thought he had a liver condition, but luckily it was not that. He has something going on with his gallbladder, which is totally treatable and nothing crazy. So I'm so grateful for that. Seriously, I went through a very stressful week before I got the results back. So I'm very happy that it's something that we're going to be able to control and treat quite easily. I've had my puppy since he was 6 or 8 weeks old. So we've been together a really long time. So I know that that loss is going to be a tragic one. And I try not to think about it too much, but there does come a point where you do need to think about it and prepare yourself for what's to come. And I think I well, I hope that I have a lot more years with him still, but there is always that thought in the back of my mind that I don't have as long as I used to, you know, because like time moves on, and I always was like, oh, he's a puppy, he's gonna be around forever. But now I'm getting to the point where he's not a puppy anymore, and that's really sad. So I've been trying to give him as much energy as I can, and love and comfort, and just take care of him the best I can, as I always have, but even more so now because he's so vulnerable and he's sleeping over in his bed, and I just love him so much, and he is truly the love of my life. He's been with me through my whole 20s, so yeah, he is also my Valentine because he's always been the best dog. Everyone who meets him falls in love with him. He's just wonderful, and I know you can't hear me talking about him right now, so okay, so we are working on the head, and this gauge is definitely already a little bigger, so I'm hoping like the heart and everything works out. At the very least, I will just make less of the body and like not make it as long. So we just increase, and we're doing more increases. Okay, let's do it, girl. Okay, let's take this thing out. One increase, one single crochet. If you guys are enjoying this, leave me your favorite color heart emoji down below, because I feel like I'm probably boring the people to death right now. So yeah, I don't know if I'll finish this whole thing on camera because it's just a lot of repetitive motions, and I don't really have much else to talk about. I kind of went through everything already. I maybe should have slowed down, but I don't want to repeat myself a whole lot. So yeah, maybe I'll finish everything off of camera. Also because my boyfriend is coming over, and then literally right after this, I need to get ready for the interview. It's not going to be anything like a big, scary interview for me, so I'm pretty laxed about it. I'm pretty comfortable with the interviewing process, especially at like a job that I'm going to now. I'm definitely qualified, but I mean, it's still gonna be nerve-wracking for me to like walk in and be like, I'm here for an interview. I hate that part of it. I think the most is the social awkwardness of it, and yeah. So I'm not too nervous about the interview itself, just the getting there and presenting myself to people. So that increase is done. We are increasing again. I'm actually really enjoying this. It's cute. My magic circles always annoy me because I probably don't do the right. They always get this little freaking bump at the top, but that's okay. It's not that deep. But this gauge is definitely larger than this gauge, so I'm gonna have to make sure I don't go too crazy. My Apple Watch told me to stand up, and then I didn't stand up, and then it told me good job. So I think crocheting makes it think that I am doing something, which is nice. Close those rings, you know what I'm saying? So I just finished all the increasing and like biggest part, so now we're just gonna be decreasing the rest of the time, which hopefully will go quickly. I'm definitely not gonna have to knit it as long because the gauge is certainly larger than the heart is, and I need them to kind of play together to look so they look right. So I'll just like hold it up and just see what I like. I've never crocheted with mohair and stuff before, I don't think. So this is an interesting process. It's fun. I like it. I usually just knit with it though, so this is kind of fun. I'm glad I did it. Ooh, it's like a love bug, and then I can tell him he gives me the warm fuzzies because it's fuzzy. How cute. Is a snail a bug though? I don't know. Let me know down below. Is a snail a bug? So we are on another decrease round. Yeah, this is gonna go so fast from here because now we're decreasing every 2 stitches, so I love that. So going back to the beginning of the video, I think what I discussed with you guys about like leaving my job and enrolling back in school and trying to find something less stress, that in itself is self-care. Sometimes you just have to do what's best for you, even if it doesn't seem right to other people, because you have to take care of yourself. And if you're not doing that, you're not gonna enjoy anything. You're not gonna be happy. You're gonna fall in a hole, and nobody wants to do that. So I know it was big steps and a lot of dramatic things that I decided to do all at once, but like ultimately that is self-love, and I'm glad and I'm proud of myself for standing up for myself and doing what I needed to do to feel better, because the people around me were noticing a change, and I didn't want to revert in all the progress I've made over the past 6 years. So I'm scared, but I'm really proud that I've done it and showed myself some self-love this Valentine's Day, because ultimately in the end, I am the only person that I can take care of and control. And as crazy and as hard as that is for some people to understand, like, I have to do what's right for me and not what's right for other people. And back to our little project, this is the fun part. I love putting the eyes in. So we are putting the eyes in between the 6th and 7th row. 6, so right here. Let's do it right here. And then they're 4 stitches apart. So 1, oh my gosh, it always brings the piece together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to put it here? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you guys. It's so cute. I love it. Okay, let me put the backs on. So for Halloween, we made gift baskets or gift bags to get out. My boyfriend got Pokemon cards to put in there, and I made little crocheted ghost, and it was a big hit. I think everybody really enjoyed those. Halloween's my favorite holiday of all time, so it was super inspiring to do something like that, and I think every year I kind of want to commit to doing something like that. So it sounds like a lot of work, and maybe I won't be able to in the future, especially if I go into this new career that's a little harder on the body and stuff, but it's just something I love. I love making cute little things that make people smile, because, like, look how cute that is. I'm obsessed. Okay, so now we're just making the long part of the body. Actually, I'm supposed to stuff it a little bit. So let's take our stuffing, take the center piece of yarn and shove that in there, like so. Okay, a little bit more stuffing. I definitely grabbed plenty of stuffing. I was a little like, did I? But I always forget how small these pieces are. I don't need a ton of stuffing for them. Okay. Perfect, that's good enough for now. I will go back and stuff when I have more of a closure, because it's like popping out of it. Now we are just crocheting around and around until it gets the length that we want it to be. And I will come back to you guys when that's finished, because I don't have anything left to say, and I don't want to bore you with me crocheting in a circle. Okay, so I finished all of my pieces, including my little wormy. It's literally a little worm. It's so funny. And I forgot that it had tentacles, so I went ahead and made the tentacles that you sew to the top of the head as well. And now is the fun part, which is assembly. We're gonna assemble this little guy. So basically, we sew the heart to the body and the tentacles to the head. That part I can talk through probably. So I'm gonna get my tapestry needle. Words are hard. And I'm gonna start with the tentacles, I think, since they're small and it will take less time. So I want to get in the groove of sewing. This is my least favorite part of amigurumi, is the sewing part. And if I have to like embroider a face on, hate that. I'm not good at it. It's not my thing, but it usually comes together and it's cute in the end, and that's all that matters. So I'm going to get this to the end, and I can't wait to see what it's all looking like when it's done. It's gonna be so cute. So it's gonna go kind of like that. Oh my goodness. I do quite enjoy little crochet creatures a lot. It's so fun. And I'm really excited that my boyfriend likes them. He thinks it's the coolest thing. So it brings me a lot of joy to do things. When you make things for people that really love and appreciate them, there's no better feeling in the world, because like if you put a lot of time and effort into something and somebody like just doesn't care or get excited about it, it can be really heartbreaking and draining, to be completely honest with you guys. I've made countless gifts for people who didn't appreciate them the way that I was hoping that they would, and I guess that's on me, but it's really taught me how to be like more critical of making things and boundaries of saying no when people ask me to make things, and I only do it if I want to. I do not let the pressure of people get to me anymore. I used to not have very good boundaries with that sort of thing, but now I am very firm, and if somebody sends me a link and they're like, hey, can you make this? I'm like, I could, but I'm not gonna. And that may sound harsh, but you put a lot of time into these pieces. I probably have been working on this for like an hour. Granted, I have also been filming, so that adds a little bit to it. If I were just sitting here making this, it'd be like 45 minutes for the whole thing. But I love it. I love filming and I love making, and I love when people appreciate things. So I know this is going to be well enjoyed, and it's just going to bring somebody some happiness, and that is all I do it for. It's dorky and it's cute and it has no purpose, and sometimes in life that is all we need, especially in the world going on today. There's so much negative out there that a little positivity, such as a little bitty crocheted snail for Valentine's Day, it's needed, okay? Just let me have my fun. I am, yes, a 30-year-old woman, and that's okay that I still want to make cute little crochet things for my 30-year-old friends. Nobody can dull your shine when you find something that you absolutely love doing and you put your all into it. So just remember that. Like, if you love it, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what other people think about what you're doing and whatever. Just do what you love, and that's the spirit of Valentine's Day, is loving, love of your craft, love of your friends, love of your family, love of yourself, and of your partner if you have one, of your dog, of your cat, of your bird, whatever. Like, it doesn't have to just be about having a partner to spend it with. It doesn't have to be about going out to dinner, the most extravagant place, and getting jewelry and this and that. It's truly just about love. It doesn't matter what kind of love that is. Look at our little friends with his antennas. Okay, this is where it all comes together. So I want him facing out whenever I put his shell on. So I need to prepare this. I don't know if I left a long enough tail, because that's a problem with me. I'm always like, I gotta save yarn. Let me cut as short of a tail as possible. So I may use some of the scrap yarn that I just cut off of the tan if I need it. But basically, you're just going to send this up into your heart, and we're gonna attach it. It goes right under the neck area is where we start. Like I said, this is my least favorite part of amigurumi. I love the ones that are no-sew projects, but sometimes you have to suffer for the cuteness. I have no rhyme or reason to how I sew things on. I just do it the quickest and laziest and easiest way I see fit. And that's just kind of my personality these days. I'm just trying to get it done, and I'm trying to not be such a perfectionist anymore, because that is really draining on a person. If you guys are part of this community, I know you know what I'm talking about. Just constantly criticizing your own work on things that other people are not going to notice. And that all goes back again to self-love and appreciation and respect for yourself. Just calm down a little bit, take some time to understand that not everything has to, and not everything will be perfect all the time. And the little mistakes are what make craft projects homemade. It's what makes them unique to what you could buy in the store, like made with a machine, you know? So just remember that whenever you're crafting, okay? Like, it took me a long time to get there. I've always been a bit of a perfectionist, but once I realized I don't have to frog everything that I messed up, it has been a lot more of an enjoyable process. Sometimes I just fudge it and make it work, and that is way less stressful than ripping something all the way out and starting over, or trashing it and never finishing it because you're mad, or putting it in timeout. Just enjoy the process and know that it doesn't have to be perfect, because you're making it with your own two hands. You're just about there. And oh, this isn't perfect. I kind of wish the heart was a little bit bigger and looked more like a heart, but that is okay because of what we just talked about. I know my boyfriend is gonna think it's the coolest thing ever, so even if right now I'm like having thoughts, second doubts on it or whatever, I know he's gonna hype it up so hard that it's not even gonna matter to me anymore. and get you people that treat your craft like that. Get all those negative people out of your life that aren't serving you, because life is way too short to just be overcritical and overanalyzing because of other people. Okay, so my only critique of this project that I would do differently next time is make sure my gauge was more similar between the heart and the body. I saw that coming from a mile away, but it is okay. It's still gonna be cute. I'm gonna shape it a little bit and play with it after it's all said and done. But oh, it's cute though. I do like it. I wish it looked more like a heart. It doesn't really look like a heart. Right now it kind of looks like a bean, which wasn't really what I was going for. Beans are good, don't get me wrong, but you know, I was kind of going for a cute little heart. Love heart. Okay, that moment when you drop your tapestry needle and you think it's gone forever and it's your favorite one. But I found it. We are just going to secure this end in. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you guys to my quirky little snail. Again, my only qualm with it is I wish the heart was bigger compared to the body, and I think it would be perfect. But this is what we ended up with. I'm not redoing it because his birthday is 2 days after Valentine's Day. So now I need to figure out a little birthday creature. So this is going to be good enough. I know he's gonna love it. After I tell him it's a heart, he'll be like, oh yeah, I totally see the heart, and he'll support me. So that is all I care about. And I'm gonna fudge around with it probably until I give it to him, just to try to make it perfect. But I am so pleased with the outcome of our little guy. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make him stand on his own. My stuff doesn't tend to stand on their own, but that is okay. We'll figure that out. So that's for later after the video. And I appreciate you guys watching so much. Remember to take care of yourself and do what's best for you. Valentine's Day is all about love, so self-love is just as important. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this video and want to chat, or with any video suggestions of what you'd like to see in the future. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more random content. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!